everyone. It's Rod J.R. Duff once again, your production guy, and from the channel Plastic is Fantastic. As I've promised you all in the past and recently, we are starting to get into a little bit more depth. We kind of started with some broad view or broad brush topics, information about some of the things that are going on, and now we're starting to get into a little bit more meat. We're going to talk today about welding, a couple of different styles of welding, the reasons that you may use MIG welding. This is TIG welding. You know, this is more of a level 1 or a level 1.5, level 2 kind of basic information. And so let's take a look at this. We'll get into some more details shortly. Subscribe to the channel. There'll be more information. We're currently working on metal fabrication. We're working on flexible films. We're doing some stuff in the injection molding and blow molding environments, those being in production. Tungsten inert gas, otherwise known as TIG welding, is used when welding stainless steel products. In this example you see here, both TIG and MIG welding processes are used. Before any welding application is started, cutting, measuring, and profiling the end product is critically important. Hi guys, I'm standing here with Roger Guadalajara. He is a foreman, one of the leads here at the company at Tri-Mechanical, and he's also a trainer for the company. He holds several certifications in different forms of welding, which we talked about earlier. Roger's going to spend a minute here and explain to you what it is that he's doing on building that stand, what type of welding he's doing, and a 101 version of how that welding process works.
My name is Guadalajara. Been welding for a little over 24 years. And I was just doing the process of MIG. It's called MIG welding. It's metal inert gas welding, or GMAW, gas metal arc welding. And I'm using 307 carbon arc wire. It's 0.045. That's the diameter of the wire.
And how do you feed that wire in when you're doing that welding?
The machine does it for you. It's a spool on the machine that you can install on it, and then you got a gun on the end, and you press your trigger and it comes out automatically. You do your settings, the wire speed, your amps. You got to get it to come out exactly, almost exactly for the amps on it, so you can fuse both metals together.
And then I also noticed you were spraying
Yes, that's my anti-splatter spray that I use. And that's a lot easier for when you're finishing up. All you need to do is just knock them down with a chisel or something instead of grinding them down. It's a lot quicker. That's
And that spray aids in that process?
Yes, it is. Once it starts heating up, it just...
What do you believe is 2 or 3 of the most important aspects when you're welding, specifically to the MIG process?
Your amps. You got to make sure you get good penetration. You set your amps right on your speed for your wire, you get good penetration. As long as you don't set them too much, too high, then you get undercut. You don't want that.
And how do you determine what amp number you're going to be using?
Depends on the metal, the thickness of the metal.
Okay.
Yes.
So the thicker the metal,
the higher the amps.
The higher the amps.
Yeah.
And what is that range that you typically, or most people typically work within?
I typically work around 220 on a MIG welder. It all depends on the MIG welder too, the machine. Some have different settings on them, you know.
And I noticed during the process, very basic, I know a lot of the guys out there probably know this, but just for clarification, you're clamping onto the metal. You've got the unit, you've got a clamp, and then you've got the actual gun. What's happening there?
That's the ground clamp. Every welder's got to have a ground clamp.
And that's grounding the process back to the metal.
Guys, back to the MIG gun where your puddle, when you press your trigger, your wire's going to come out, and that's your puddle. That's what grounds it and makes it fuse together.
And then on your cap, on your hat, on your utensil, your face guard, any particular information needed to know there, safety-wise, for that and/or the gloves?
Yes, you got to wear always your safety helmet, your welding helmet.
Is there any specifications on those helmets?
They vary. Some are darkening, some are just flip down, but I prefer the flip downs. I'm not used to the art darkening ones, and it all depends on the shade you got. You got 8, 9, 10, 12 shades. The higher the number, the darker the shade.
And that depends on what the
person using the helmet likes. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, Roger, I really appreciate your time today, and we'll be adding more processes like this into the future, and I'm sure we'll be back to you again.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
As I promised you in the past, soon we're going to be also getting into what are the expectations of the sales side of our industry. As important as production is, the trading or the moving of equipment from a manufacturer into an end user to make these products is also extremely important, and something that's a little bit more near and dear to my heart as well. We'll be bringing in expertise from each of these environments, from each of these business models, and really getting into a little bit more depth as we continue a series, say in metal fabrication, or a series in blow molding. We'll get deeper into those depths, kind of a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Categories. Bye for now. Once again, please subscribe, please like what you see, and please add comments to what you'd like to see in addition. Rod J.R. Duff here, signing out, and we'll talk to you soon. It's now time to clean up on this project and move on to the next project and the next addition to your channel, Plastic is Fantastic.